Now remember here again that we're talking about ideas. This model is just a representation of the possibilities of those ideas. Uh, that now we have these three ABs. If you do the reading, I left you here with them dangling off of the triangle. Okay. Now these things are actually they're seeking a point in space, right? It's like an awesome machine. It's like it's seeking the only possible place in space where these ABs can come together, right? And so it's the only possibility for this construction. Now we have constructed the tetrahedron, which I mentioned in the writing, right? So here it is, although I should have practiced this a little more, but here we are with our tetrahedron. Now that's one possible iteration of it. How about if we did it this way, right? Well, that brings me to the next one, the possibilities. That really there's two possibilities of tetrahedron. They seem identical. But let's just take this example of this glove, right? And I have a right-hand glove here. Okay, you can see that it's a right-handed glove. Now I take it off, and as I take it off, I turn it inside out, and suddenly I have a left-hand glove. Right? Okay, I mean this is so such a common everyday experience for us that we don't think anything of it. But really, it's pretty awesome that when you have a right-hand glove, in principle, you also have a left-hand glove. That the one implies the other. The right-hand glove doesn't disappear, and you have we can remember in principle that it exists. So there really are two possibilities for the glove. It's right or it's left, depending on we can literally change it by turning it inside out. Okay. So same with the tetrahedron. Now we've created space, and I think I talked about this, and I will talk about it more in the writings. But here we essentially have all the properties of our conceptual sphere, but they're a lot more defined, and they're a lot more understandable. And I'll try to get you to see that as we move along. But I just want to show you that this tetrahedron can also be turned inside out, just like the glove. So that in principle, we have two tetrahedrons, right? We have the right-hand one, and we have the left-hand one. This is the simplest possible conceptual containment of space. Okay, it's just four locations connected by the ABs, which are really vectors, which are just distances that we have called distance 1, a distance of unity. Okay. Now, since we have the inside, we have the right and the left. Here they are modeled, and these also these will fit. This will fit nicely inside the conceptual space that we've created, so that we can inside out the tetrahedrons within the defined space that we're working in. And interestingly, this model of, now that we've come up with some kind of a concept for the material world, we have an actual thing that's definable in space, that's rigid, that has structure, that really, for all practical purposes, constructs itself. There are no other possibilities. It's a minimum and maximum situation also. But by having the two of them, we are given a model for a way of thinking about the three states of matter. this with this universal joint here, single bonding, right, is gas, very, like ethereal loose stuff, right? And when they're bonded this way, right, we have a like you can kind of imagine if you had more of these strung together this way, you could imagine water, right? I mean, it's less free than gas, but it still doesn't hold the shape, and it needs a container. Or if it's falling weightlessly as a raindrop, it pulls itself together as an apparent sphere, right? But that's just happening at such a small, in an atomic dimension, it approximates a sphere, but it's spherical looking to our perception. And then on the third possibility, again, I'm saying states of matter, liquid, solid, and gas. Here's the solid state, where you have triple bonding face to face, and this becomes a solid structure, right? This becomes a rigid structure. So that this is a way of understanding what we experience in a much higher frequency, more complex reality of the world. But underlying it, this is the basic principle of it, the truth of it. Okay, so I wanted to make just try to give you a sense again of the self-constructing aspect of this thing, right? That here it is. That these things, these two, they're going to come together and define a location, but that location still can be anywhere along this radius, right? This is defined. This is defined. This one is still. There are lots of possibilities for it, but all of a sudden we come up with our sixth vector, and it's seeking, 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 and it finds the one location in space that completes this structure. And this is the most primary structure in the universe, in the conceptual universe. And we haven't broken any of the laws that we've set up so far to get to this place. Okay, that's it for now. We'll get back to the writing and the next video later. Thanks.